Hello everybody, it is I, the Hatter, and today we're finally going to be looking back into the Dream Machine. I'm sorry guys that this video took so long to get to. I was kind of hesitant to get back into it because I've kind of already played through it, but this is a really good game, and I'm sorry that you guys haven't been able to see a lot of it because of all my issues, but I think that I've got those figured out. Like I said in my last video that I'm actually trying to upload right now, it says it's still got like 3 hours left on it. I've been uploading that like all freaking day, but that, you know, you guys don't want to hear about that. So we're gonna get back into this. Like I said, I have already played a little bit already into it because I kind of recorded a video that turned out to be just total garbage. So I'm just gonna like right quick just play through what I've already done, and then I will continue because it shouldn't take me too long since I've already done it. So gonna go back into load game. I had to redo the game, so I labeled that redo. Okay, so we've just discovered what's underneath this panel, and remember it was like a circuit board. I've already gone back and solved the puzzle, and now we're looking for like something conductive to run as like a fuse. And another thing, a few more things that I want to call attention to that I kind of in the last video I was like, you know, I kind of just glossed over that. But for the first thing, the lady in the apartment next to us, she doesn't really think that much of the caretaker, and she says that like not a lot of people really like him. They think that he's kind of lazy and kind of a little weird, so that's interesting. And also when in the dream, you know, that I kind of like was grossed out over in the last episode that my wife told me about, where she birthed the caretaker, as she birthed him, he like turned around and he said, "This is one of the weirdest entryways that I've ever seen." That's a little bit of an odd thing to say, and something I want to call attention to moving forward. But so we need something conductive that I actually have had all along. It's right here, my apartment key. Yes, but where specifically? Alright, examine the hole. Superconductor. There you go. Seemed to have been too much power for the machine to handle. Everybody knows the brass keys are just super conductive. You like my We Brought Back Mystery Science Theater mug? I like it. What is this? What was that? I thought I heard some kind of noise. I don't know, really. I did what the note said, and found a circuit under the floorboard. I tampered with the circuit, the painting flew up. And what's that behind the painting then? It's a camera. I'm not sure. It's a camera. Somebody's been watching us sleep. So what is it? Somebody put a camera behind the painting. And there's a camera in it. A camera? You mean somebody was peeping on us while we slept? Certainly seems that way. Who would do such a thing? I don't know. I'd say Mr. Morden is my prime suspect because, I mean, he's the only one who really has access to our rooms. I was just about to say that. He does seem like the likely culprit. After all, he had free access to the apartment. And if it was Mr. Morden, that means he found the note left by the previous tenant and tried to destroy it. That makes sense. I told you I got a creepy vibe from the guy. It has to be Morden. He's trying to fulfill some kind of perverted fantasy peeping on us. I feel so violated, Victor. I think we should call the police immediately. What do you think? I want to go down and beat the ever-living shiznit out of him. I think I'll go down and talk to him. Perhaps there's an explanation to all this. If there is, why didn't he tell us when we moved in? Here's the rustic kitchen. Here's the bedroom with the lovely morning sun. Oh, by the way, see that creepy IKEA print on the wall? I've installed a camera behind it. It's nothing to worry about. I just like tossing off watching other people have sex. Ugh. I see what you mean. Then I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna beat the snot out of him. Don't, Victor. We don't know if it was him, although it seems very likely. And even if it was him, they'd lock you away for aggravated assault. And I don't want you to raise our son from the other end of a visitor's table. I'm gonna go keep an eye on him until the police arrive. We have to make sure he doesn't get away with this. I'll call the police in the meantime. I'm sorry if I'm skipping through some dialogue, guys, because, like I said, I've already played through it, so I'm kind of just subconsciously skipping through it, trying to get to where I was, so I'm sorry about that. Because you guys haven't seen this. Doopy-doo. I'm off to go keep an eye on him. Down to the first floor. Haboosh. Okay. We're about to end chapter 1, by the way, just so you know. So there's a key here, but we gotta have some way to reach it. I know how to, but let's see where. Oh yeah, right here. Pick up the coat hanger. My sofa's probably gonna stick there till the end of time, but just to make sure. Use coat hanger with key. There you go. Alright, we're about to go confront some peoples with door. I've unlocked the door. Alright, so that's the end. That is the end of chapter 1. Mr. Morden, I know you're in here. We found your camera. My wife's upstairs calling the police. They'll be here any minute. Give yourself up now and you won't get hurt. The little man who wasn't there. Is that referring to Mr. Morden? Because he's not here. Okay. This next area took me so long to solve, and it really shouldn't have, because it's so unbelievably easy that, like, I guarantee you I'll be able to solve it in, like, a few seconds. But first, I'm going to show you guys, like, the entire area so you guys know what I'm talking about when I solve the puzzle. That's strange. I can hear his voice, but there's no one here. He must be hiding somewhere. So here's all his stuff. He's big into books. Science fiction books. And there's a lot of books in here about the interpretation of dreams. What could that mean? Might have been a fig tree once, but it's hard to tell without the leaves. Can't remember. Do I pick anything up over here? I don't think so. Okay. So you find this book. You find that book. You pick up the stamp. You pick up a piece of paper. You stamp the paper. Tools are hanging over the desk. This also introduced to me an important mechanic that I'm going to need for later. Examine the shelf. Take these books. Now, this is where this is why it took me so long, because I didn't understand something about the game. I thought you had to drag items to yourself to examine them, but no, you just click them. The stamp is very visible. I can't make out what it says. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, so you'll notice all of these books are labeled after a certain year, and they have star, heart, wave, moon, and sun. If you look inside these journals, you'll see the sun, and you turn the page over here. It's cool. It's really cool animation for page turning. I was shaken up from last night's dream. I was a heart beating inside a stranger's body. A girl was there with wavy hair. Then a moon-shaped package arrived. The stars turned on me. I was frightened by the fact that the sun was missing. What a nightmare. I hardly feel rested at all. There you go. See? The dream is slipping. I have to write it down quickly. And in my dream, a gigantic sun swallowed the earth. My heart had stopped. Suddenly, the moon fell from the sky. I walked across the face of a star. I rode a wave across an ocean. Any of this sounding familiar or repetitive? So these journals each have like a common theme. His dreams seem oddly repetitive. Yes, I just said that, thank you. Come on, I know I got this somehow. Oh, yeah. Stupid. I can't just stamp a piece of paper and... There you go, okay. February 4th. February 4th, 1973 is what it says. So, you go back into this room, and you look for 1973, which is star. We're looking for February 4th. January... Here it is. What a strange dream. The stars turned on me. My heart sang a beautiful song. I was frightened by the fact that the sun was missing. Waves fell gently into the moon-shaped pack of drives. So it's star, heart, sun, waves, moon. So you go over here to this mysterious shelf. Where is it? Star, heart, was it sun, waves, moon, I believe. Wave and moon. Sorry guys, this game is really, really bad for making my camera lock up. You'll probably notice that I've been like paused a lot. That's just this game, because I've play tested other games and they don't do this that much to my camera, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. What is this mysterious room? We have to stop. They just found the camera. The police are probably on their way right now. It's through this window. It's a weird looking place. Wonder what could be in there. Handprint reader. No, that's unacceptable. We can't have another Travis incident. It was hard enough to cover up as it was. Somebody's bound to miss them eventually. Man, this game is just terrible for my camera quality, but... No, I refuse to do that. I should have unplugged you years ago. This ends now. Wait, what are you doing? No, stop! Power indicator of some kind. Some kind of machine. It looks intimidating. So you pick up the left device, you pick up the right device, just to show you guys what this is. Synaptic sender device, synaptic receiver device. So this is some weird machine that's going to do something. Use sender device with Mr. Morden, I think, and use receiver device with me. That seems to have triggered something. It's blurry, but I think I'm seeing... What was that? I'm not sure I want to... Ow, that hurts! Yikes. Where am I? What is this place? Mr. Morden, are you in here? I guess he must be... ... I'm just gonna let that thought trail off. But there's a nice little blood stain here. That's always good to know. What's this mysterious portal? Hello, head. There's a hatch here on the side. Wonder what this could be. Large stone statue of some kind. Slight resemblance to Mr. Morden. You know what? I forgot to start my stopwatch again. I'm such a stupid. Hello? 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 Who are you? My name is Victor Neff, sir. Sorry, what's that? I said my name is Victor Neff. I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm sorry. Let's go take a look at his ear. What could be inside? Rocks. A bunch of rocks that seem to be blocking the ear canal. Just keep going through these portals. Who is this guy? Take a look at his hatch. That sounded... yeah, I'm not gonna say that again. That didn't sound right. It isn't tuned right. So let's pick it up, get it tuned. Xylophone. Who's this guy? Someone long since gone. Used to be a blacksmith. So we pick up his glasses, pick up his hammer. Actually, let's put this on the anvil. Hammer it out. Straight rod, anvil, and we leave. Okay. Sorry, did you just say something? I can't understand what you're trying to tell me. What is this place? I guess it must be broken somehow. Not for long. Use the fixed rod with the third hole. There you go. Do, 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 do. Who goes there? Why have you disturbed me in my sleep? My name is Victor Neff, sir. I don't know where I am. You're standing right in front of me. Thank you. That is where you are. But what is this place? It's a shrine. To what? To me. Who are you? I am a symbol, a tribute, and a memory. All at once? Yes. Is this place real? Are you real? Am I? What separates a real place from an unreal? How do you define real? If real is something that you can see, taste, and touch, then it is merely electrical signals interpreted by your brain. That it seems real to your senses? That it feels real when you tread its grounds? In that case, this place is very real. You're not being very helpful. Neither are you. Actually, I fished your vocal cords, so... Yes, I guess you did. So? So what? You owe me some answers. What would you like to know? Have you seen a shifty-looking older guy walking past here? I am asleep mostly. I don't see much of anything. Who are you looking for? A guy called Felix Morden. I have reason to believe he is in here somewhere. Felix? What has he done now, the useless prat? You know him? Of course I do. He's my grandson. I wish he wasn't, but a rotten egg is better than no egg at all. You don't like your own grandson? No, he lacks conviction. He'll be the end of it all. It's his father's fault, Ray. Too soft on him, you see. Me, I tried to cane him any chance I got. This guy's a jerk. You physically abused your grandson? It builds character. No, it doesn't. I tried to beat some sense into the boy, but his father was too soft, I tell you. Too damn soft. Have you seen your grandson recently? I'm mostly asleep these days. If he walked past here, he had the common courtesy not to wake me up, unlike some people. Also, he doesn't talk to me much anymore. I wonder why. What do you know about him? He was a useless Mongol then, and he's probably just as useless now. Whatever your beef is with young Felix, I suggest you let it rest. Trying to get sensible answers out of that boy is like trying to milk a stone. He does owe you money. He doesn't owe you money, does he? No, it's not about money. Then you can count your lucky blessings about one thing at least. Now, if you'll excuse me, my eternal sleep is well deserved and long overdue. No, wait. If Felix is in here, how can I find him? The correct order will lead you there. What can that mean? That's all you'll get from me. Well, thank you. Jeez, Mr. Vague. Okay, I'm back here at the beginning, so you enter here. Alright, so you get this hatch, and you use the rocks. And you do... this. Seems to have triggered something. Who goes there? My name is Victor Neff, sir. And why have you disturbed me in my sleep, Victor Neff? Getting a weird sense of deja vu here. I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to find someone, but I don't know where I am. What is this place? Tell you what, if you do me a favor, I'll give you the answers you seek. Well, what do you want me to do? I can barely see you down there, Victor. My eyes aren't what they used to be. If you help me see sharply again, I'll answer your questions. Deal? Sure, I guess. I'll be here if you need me. So what's in your left eye? Nothing. Is there something in your right eye? Could have sworn there was something I had to take out, but I guess not. So, once again, the important mechanic of simply clicking on these up here in your inventory rather than trying to drag them to you. Remove the right lens, remove the left lens, leave. Glasses are useless now, I'll get rid of them. Sweet. So this is his left eye? It would be his left eye, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's better. And then his right eye. Because he's facing me, so that's what you look like, Victor. Is that what passes for a hairstyle these days? Hey, I like my little comb over. I guess so. It's not really a comb over, but I don't know what kind of hairstyle that is. Things have certainly changed since my day, but thank you for helping me see. So we're in the realm where ideas come from. Yes, among other things. Every person has their own allotted piece of this place, but the pieces overlap and every piece is part of a greater whole, the shared unconsciousness. Now tell me, what do you require of me? Trying to find a man called Felix Morden. Felix? I've never heard of him. He must have been before my time, or after. I wish there was something more I could do for you. I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Good luck. Okay, let's see. I need to be paying also more attention to how these portals are set up. There's a stirrup here that I gotta pick up. So let's see. This is the weird thing. You have to put stuff back in his ear so he can hear better. You have to see if I remember this right. Anvil, stirrup, hammer. I don't think the order is correct. Try anvil, hammer, stirrup. Nope. Stirrup, anvil, hammer. Yay, I did it. Hey, I can hear again. Thank you, whoever you are. Okay, let's talk to him. I can't thank you enough, young man. What's your name? My name is Victor Neff, sir. Man, just deja vu all up in this place. I mean, that is kind of pertinent for what you'll discover here in a second. But what is this place? My son's dream, to be more specific. Your son? Yes, Felix Morden. Have you met him? Yes, I'm trying to find him, but this place is a bit of a maze. I wish I could help you with that, but this place shifts a lot. To create a maze inside one's subconscious requires quite a lot of willpower so that we can hide from all the projections. If Felix is in here, hiding from you, I don't think you're going to be able to find him, but I'm not a projection. I don't think he's hiding. I think he was attacked somehow. In that case, I wish you the best of luck. Wait, how do I find Felix? He's the last in the line of Mordens. Get to him last. Good luck, Mr. Neff. Okay, so let's see if I can remember how to do this correctly. I gotta be paying attention to which portals go where. Yeah, so you have to go in line of the Mordens. So, like, each Morden, starting with this guy, because this guy is his great-grandfather, because he doesn't know who Felix is. He's never heard of him, so he probably died before Felix was born. You can go through this door, I think. And that's his grandfather. And then, which is it? Is it the left or the right? Yep, and then there he is. And then I think you go through the portal that should lead you back to the beginning, and there he is. You can't threaten me with that anymore. I know what I've done. I'm prepared to accept the consequences, but not before I shut you down. I'll cut you out of every dream if I have to. Hi-ya! No, Mr. Morden, I'll save you. Axe. Tree. Do I use it with Morden? There's a little mouth at the end of the tentacle. It's lined with hooked teeth. I don't want to touch that. Mr. Morden. Hello again, Mr. Neff. I guess you're wondering where you are. What is this place? You're standing in the dreamscape, Mr. Neff. The living, breathing amalgamation of billions of sleeping minds, each adding their own distinct piece to the puzzle, all connected, belonging to the same world. I'm inside a dream? How did I get here? Each sleeping mind is an entryway into a different part of the dreamscape. By using the helmets, you projected your consciousness into my sleeping mind. I'm inside a dream? You're in my dream, as a matter of fact. You have some daddy issues, I'm guessing. It doesn't always look like this. It changes slightly each night. But this is where I come when I dream. Soon it becomes the only way you can dream. Why is it so important to dream? What's the purpose of the large machine in the basement? That is enough Inception quotes. It synchronizes the brainwaves of two connected minds, making it possible to project an awake mind into a sleeping... Oh, I didn't finish reading that and I clicked it. Did you build it? Only parts of it. My family has been trying to chart the dreamscape for the past 4 generations. My great-grandfather first posited the idea that we all visit a collective unconscious in our sleep. He wanted to explore it and see if it had a coherent geography. Does it? Yes, but it is ever-changing, ever-evolving. As people die, we lose parts of it. As new people are born, new areas appear. This is a really cool concept right here. I like this. It's roughly disc-shaped. As you're born, you appear in the center, moving outward as you age, eventually reaching the thin, crumbling edge as your life comes to an end. That's sad to think of. Who were you talking to before? I was talking to the machine. It has organic parts and has, after decades of refinement, reached some degree of awareness. I've learned to communicate with it after all these years. A talking machine? It's not really talking. It's more like a whisper in the back of your mind. That's creepy. How does a machine like that work? To be honest, I don't fully understand it myself. My great-grandfather built the first prototype. It was crude, barely providing a keyhole's peek into the sleeping mind. My grandfather improved the design by synchronizing the brainwaves of connected minds. I'm sorry guys, I'm reading kind of fast because my father and I both added parts here and there, mainly increasing performance and stability. So your family's been building this for 4 generations? I was raised from an early age to continue my family's work. My father instructed me how to operate the machine. Occasionally, he brought me along with him into the dreamscape. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. Like, you can talk, in the chapter 1, you can talk to Mr. Morden, who's downstairs, and he'll tell you that, like, this place wasn't always, like, an apartment complex. It used to be, like, a research center, so, but they like, lost their funding or something, so they had to turn it into, like, an apartment complex. Can you imagine what that was like for a child? Having people's dreams to play in. What attacked you in the basement? It was the machine. Recently, we've had differing opinions on how to proceed. A situation that culminated once you discovered my camera, Mr. Neff. What was the argument about? Lately, our operation has been getting harder and harder to keep under wraps. I wanted to put it on hold while I sorted things out, but the machine wouldn't let me. I was trying to shut it down, but it attacked me. Awareness and self-preservation go hand in hand, unfortunately. I wish I could explain all this at greater length, but I'm fading. I'm afraid I won't be with you much longer. Dreams can't hurt you, can they? Dreams can alter your perception of reality. The body cannot exist without the mind. I am just matrixing and inceptioning this whole place up. They can change your life. And they certainly can hurt you. People die in their sleep all the time. Roots of the machine. An extension of it, if you will. The machine resides in both dreams and reality at once. The thing you saw in the basement is but half of it. The roots reside here and draw power from the dreamscape. Well, you're not alone in thinking that it's all just wish fulfillment and not an actual place. Freud, for instance, was the originator of that particular idea. But as you can see around you, you're both quite wrong. I'm feeling weak. But before I leave you, there's something I have to ask. If I could do it myself, I would, but I don't have long. I need you to shut the machine down once and for all. How do I do that? By cutting off its power supply. The tentacle you saw was one of its roots. That's how it draws power from the dreamscape. But I've already chopped it off. There's more. By now the tentacles have spread to the others in the estate. You must enter their dreams, just like you entered mine, and make sure it can't draw any power there anymore. Why can't I just smash the machine itself? The machine is more than just the clunky thing in the basement. It would be like getting rid of a tick without removing the head. Get out of here, Markiplier. Once all dreams are purged, the machine will shut down properly. Will you grant me this, my dying wish? I think I'll cut my losses and run. What's in it for me? Your wife has been infected as well since I visited her dream. You and I, if you were about to survive a bit longer, we'd be having a little bit of a talk about that. If you won't do it for me, at least do it for her. You're dying anyway, why do you care? I don't want this tragedy to be my family's legacy. I'm the last in the line of Mordens. With me, my family perishes. What are you going to do to tell the world about us once we're gone? Not sure the world is ready to hear about this. You're right to question my family's motives. I've had doubts myself ever since my adolescent years. But what we did was for the benefit of mankind. You've given me a lot to think about. I won't pass judgment until I fully understand what you've done. Thank you, Mr. Neff. I'll rest easier knowing that. This is where I must leave you, I'm afraid. I wish I had more time to set this straight. But you don't get to choose these things. I'm afraid not. Goodbye, Mr. Neff. Goodbye, Mr. Morden. It's actually kind of sad. I can't fully take my hat off to him because I'm wearing headphones over it, but... It is actually kind of sad. Okay, this is as far as I got. This is where I ended the last episode. But, I tell you guys what, right quick, I need to go check and make sure that everything recorded this well and it's not just going to have the same problems. So, no, not load game. So I need to make sure that it's going to be okay. So, I will be right back, and if it's okay, then I will continue on with this for just a little bit longer. We'll see how far this episode goes. Actually, from going back and looking at that, I realized that I've been recording for like 30 minutes, and I don't want to make my episodes too long and overload you guys with a bunch of stuff. So actually, I'm going to leave this episode here. But before I go, I want to let you guys, give you guys a little bit of an update on what I'm going to be doing here in a little bit. But before I tell you guys all about that, you got to know my story. I was born the son of a middle-class sailor man. Times were tough back then. Didn't have much family. There was just me, my mom, my 4 sisters, my cat, and my dog. No one in the world. Did pretty well for ourselves, had enough to get by. But never quite enough to afford all the things that we really wanted to do. Nope, just a vacation to Disneyland every once in a while. You know, a new flat screen TV, only every other month. But as a young boy, my passion was always to be a gamer. Something called to me from those ones and zeros, something more profound than anything. Never could afford a console. Never could afford a console. For years I just scraped by using flash games, computer games where I could. Picked up some I Spy, a little bit of Lego Star Wars. It was nice for a while, but something in me always wanted more. Daddy quit the Navy, winter of '08. Good man, that's my daddy. I always did what was best for the family, but sometimes I always wondered what would happen if we didn't pack up our bags and head south. More like southeast. Moved to small town Texas where things got really tough. Didn't make much money in those days, not as much as we used to. No more flat screen TVs. No more vacations at Disneyland. But we scraped by. Scraped by. We had each other. We held on to each other. But I never could save up enough money for the console that I wanted. I'm gonna have to do this another time. Okay, I can't keep this up anymore. Anyway, all BS aside, as a kid, I didn't get a lot of games in. I grew up in the 2000s. My first ever gaming console was it was a Game Boy Advance SP that I got for my 9th birthday. That story was all BS. My parents had plenty of money. We could afford stuff, but they didn't want me necessarily playing games before they thought I was ready. So, and I respect that. I do. It's a good parenting decision. But for a while, all the games that I had to play were just flash games on the computer, and not on that Game Boy Advance. I had 3 games. I had Quidditch World Cup, Pac-Man Museum, which had like a collection of Pac-Man, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of people will remember that one. That game was pretty popular. But that was a little bit before the move. But gaming, I couldn't really game very much back in those days. After the move, when I got rolled into middle school, 6th grade, we actually went to a good school. It was a rich school because of all the oil field that was around the area. It was called Kelton, and they actually could afford to give us each student their own computer, which was really cool. And they had this program where they paid you to read, like how much you read. And like it was called like accelerated reading or something like that, but it was a really cool program. And I remember, because I love reading, I remember I was top of the class in that regard, and I got $150, which back then that was like the most money I had ever held at that time. But I went out and I got myself a Nintendo DS and a few games for that. It was good. That DS was good, but you know, it was only good for like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, when, you know, like not a lot of like really good games came out for the DS necessarily, except stuff that Nintendo made, because, you know, Nintendo exists in their own little world. They don't, you know, get out very much. But I always mourned, you know, not being able to play some PC games, because I always did like PC games. It wasn't until we moved again, when we actually came to where we are now, that I got my first console, because I got my first job as an assistant water well driller. So I got myself an Xbox 360 and a few games for that, but like I was 16 at the time, so I was kind of like a late bloomer gamer. I know, like first world problems all the way, but yeah, so I didn't get started gaming until way late, till like a lot of popular games had already come out. But there are a lot of games on my playlist, on my 2 playlists, that I've actually wanted to play for a long time, because they're supposed to be like some of the best games ever made, and I really wanted to play them. And I thought to myself, I have a Let's Play channel now. So I came up for a new idea for like a show, a program kind of thing. I think that would be cool to do, like little like shows on my channel. I really like the idea of what I did with the 101 Soul, where I was like in the spooky old trailer all by myself at like nighttime. And so I'm gonna turn that into like a show, like playing horror games in the dark. But I have another really good idea for a show, or at least I think it's a good idea. I hope you guys agree. I call it Hatter Plays the Hits. Do I need a whiteboard for this? I don't think I need a whiteboard for this. But anyway, I've got some good games lined up, games that I've been wanting to play for a long time because I missed out on them. And so if you get like bored watching them, sorry about that, but I think that they're going to be fun. I got a lot of good games lined up, including the one that I'm going to play right after I finish recording this. Actually, I've already recorded it because like all the files that I got from doing this little bit, all got corrupted. But anyway, moving on. I've got some really great games lined up. I got Amnesia, I got Half-Life, I'm going to do Portal, I'm going to do Resident Evil, all games that I missed out on because I didn't have like a computer to do like a lot of gaming way back when these games first came out. But without further ado, I'm going to get started editing this and then editing the game that I just did. It's a surprise game. I'm really excited about it. It actually recorded really well, which I was not expecting at all. But it is a really cool game. It has a lot of relevance for like right now. So I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. It's going to be a surprise, so you'll just have to sleep on it and dream what it might be. But I'm really excited about it, and it recorded really well, a lot better than I was expecting. So yeah, so I'm going to get started editing that. But I'm going to leave that episode of The Dream Machine here. We will meet again, but until then, keep on gaming, and don't forget to press that subscribe button, because we're going to have even more fun the next time around. And I will see you guys later.